Good evening. We interrupt your normal broadcasting to bring to you breaking news on CXR 5. I am your host, John Doe. Tonight, we are going live with Danielle, who's on location at the Victoria Hospital, where a man allegedly hit with x-rays while walking through the hospital. Danielle, over to you.
Hello, I'm Danielle Smith, reporting live from Victoria Hospital, where a man was allegedly hit in the foot with some scattered x-rays that slipped under the door. He's here with us now. Tyrell, what can you tell us about this experience?
Hello, my name is Tyrell Lewis, and I was walking past the x-ray door here and minding my own business, and just light went on and bam! I just felt like electrifying feeling in my foot.
And how bad is the pain?
Oh, it definitely a 10. It hurt real bad.
All right, thank you for that information. Back to you, John.
Yikes. Thanks, Danielle. Sounds like a lawsuit to me. We're now going to give you a quick weather update while we wait for Dr. Bouchon to give his professional opinion on the situation. Over to Wayne Wilson, the weather guy. Alright, thanks, John. So, alright, up island, we're going to have the usual a lot of rain. When you get down to Victoria, you better watch out, because those waves, they're coming in like, whoa! And then you get over to Port Renfrew, you better... Oh, thanks, Wayne. It seems Dr. Bouchon is on the line right now. We'll go over to him.
Oh, hello everyone. My name is Stuart Bouchon, and I'm here to talk to you about x-rays today. Now, before everybody gets freaked out, I just want to let you guys know that the doors of the x-ray rooms are actually lined with lead, so no x-rays would actually be able to get through there, or slip under the door for that matter, because x-rays actually travel in a straight line, they're invisible, and they're electrically neutral, so don't know what was happening over there today. You're going to have to excuse me for all the technical difficulties. Of course, my office is lined with lead as well, so we don't get very good service in here. Anyways, when we start talking about x-rays, we're talking about bombarding the body with high-energy photons. These photons have interactions with our atomic tissue. After these interactions occur, the exit radiation makes its way to the image receptor, and this is where it forms the latent image. The latent image is then later processed, and we can use this to diagnose the patient, look at the lung tissue, see if they have a broken bone, all that interesting stuff. These different interactions are called differential absorption. We need each of these different interactions because they each do something different to help us form our latent image. If all of the photons made it through the tissue, we would have a completely black image, which wouldn't accurately represent the atomic tissue and therefore would be useless. The term differential is used because varying atomic parts are going to absorb x-rays differently than others. So bone, for example, is going to absorb more x-rays than your lungs, which are filled with air. This is how we get a pretty good representation of what our body looks like on the radiograph. When we talk about attenuation, we are talking about what happens to the X-ray beam as it passes through the atomic tissue. When the primary beam passes through the body, it loses energy as it interacts with the tissues, and not all the photons are going to make it through. The terms that we use to describe these interactions are absorption and scatter. And I've actually made a little chart for you guys back here. Just give me 1 second. There it is. Pretty simple. Now, I drew another diagram for you guys so I can explain to you what absorption is. Now, I'm a physicist, not an artist, so don't judge me. Absorption occurs when the energy of the primary X-ray beam is deposited within the atoms that make up the tissue. When the incoming photon has enough energy, it ejects an inner shell electron called a photoelectron and then is completely absorbed. An outer shell electron then drops down to fill the vacancy, and a secondary photon is emitted. The secondary photon has very low energy and is unlikely to leave the patient. The ability to eject electrons is known as ionization, and this X-ray interaction is known as the photoelectric effect. The other interaction that takes place is the Compton effect. When the incoming photon interacts with the atoms, they also lose energy when they eject an outer shell electron from the atom. The remaining low-energy X-ray photon changes direction and is called scatter. Scattered photons that strike the image receptor provide no useful information. Now, the other diagram I have here for you is supposed to represent body tissue. Increasing tissue thickness, atomic number, and tissue density increase X-ray beam attenuation because more X-rays are being absorbed by the tissue. X-rays are exponentially attenuated and are reduced by approximately 50% for every 4 to 5 centimeters of tissue thickness, so we have to double our MAS. Graphs are my favorite. The KVP selected determines the energy of the X-ray photon, which affects its attenuation in the tissue. As the KVP is turned up, more X-rays are being transmitted, while less X-rays are being attenuated. When we look at just the attenuation, we see that as we turn up the KVP, a higher percentage of those interactions are Compton, and a lower percentage are photoelectric. And this is just a quick sketch of myself with all of the interactions happening as I get an X-ray. Well, I think that's all the information I have for them, John. I hope that everybody has learned a little bit about X-rays and that they're not actually as dangerous as, what's his name said. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Bouchon. It seems like you people have nothing to worry about when it comes to the X-ray clinics. We will now return to normal broadcasting. Thank you, Canada, for your time, and always remember, keep your sticks on the ice.